Good evening, it's August 4th, and welcome back to Cape Media News, your source for hyperlocal news that matters. I'm Lauren Williamson. Attention all viewers, we have an important announcement regarding Cape Media News channel on Comcast. Starting August 17th, Comcast will be implementing a series of channel number changes, and this directly impacts our beloved news program. Public Access Channel 99, which airs Cape Media News, will be moving to Channel 26. Furthermore, the Government Access Channel 18 will also undergo a switch, moving to Channel 8. We want to ensure that you don't miss a beat of our important coverage, so be sure to tune in to Channel 26 for Cape Media News and Channel 8 for government updates from August 17th onwards. And as always, you can catch Cape Media News on various streaming platforms like Apple TV, Roku, and Fire TV. But that's not all. We're excited to announce that we'll be extending our reach on social media as well. Watch our news program on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter to stay informed on the latest happenings on Cape Cod. The Pan Mass Challenge, PMC, is this weekend. The two-day bike-a-thon event takes place across Massachusetts. Regardless of their cycling abilities, the PMC warmly welcomes participants of all levels. With 16 fully supported routes available, riders have the freedom to choose the distance ranging from 25 to 211 miles. The PMC is not just about cycling. It is a fundraising mission that has touched countless lives over the years. 100% of all rider-raised funds go to cancer research and treatment at Dana-Farber Cancer Institute. The PMC raises more money for charity than any other single athletic fundraising event in the U.S. It has donated over $900 million since 1980. The Cape portion of the PMC will be conducted on Sunday. Riders will leave Massachusetts Maritime Academy between 5 and 6 a.m. The finish line celebration in Provincetown will open from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Keep in mind the riders will be traveling Route 6A and navigating through car traffic, and it is the law to give at least 4 feet of space to vulnerable road users when passing. It is also important to plan accordingly, account for delays, and remember to respect all riders. John Shea, the man indicted on several charges stemming from a racially charged altercation caught on video just outside Embargo Restaurant on May 31st, was present for his pretrial hearing this past Monday. Shea's lawyer, Kevin Reddington, asserted that Shea might have been set up and pointed to Phillips as having ulterior motives. Reddington announced plans to file a Rule 17 motion to access Phillips' cell phone records and examine text messages that allegedly indicate a financial motive. The Cape Cod Times responded to allegations that Phillips sought monetary compensation for information, stating that their publication strictly adheres to ethical principles and does not compensate individuals or organizations for information or video footage. Reddington also emphasized that Shea did not physically attack Phillips and showed restraint during the confrontation. Prosecutors presented evidence of Shea's use of racial slurs and assault against Phillips, who remained calm throughout the entire incident. The prosecutor highlighted alcohol as a significant contributing factor to Shea's behavior. Shea was released on a $2,500 bail after posting a $20,000 cash bail following his arrest. He is scheduled to appear again in Superior Court on August 25th. West Yarmouth's newly opened recreation area, featuring a vibrant playground and splash deck, it's quite fun, has become a hit among families and children, and news anchors. The adjoining bathhouse is currently undergoing upgrades, including the addition of electricity, a baby changing station, automatic door locks, and timer lights. Thanks to a $42,000 town tourism grant, these improvements aim to extend the bathhouse's hours of operation from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., accommodating playground and pond beachgoers. The playground and splash deck remain accessible during bathhouse renovations, with routine maintenance on Wednesdays from 7 a.m. to noon. Inquiries can be directed to the Yarmouth Engineering Division of Public Works. Coming up after the break, parking and safety issues in Harwich Port. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Cape Media News. I'm Lauren Williamson. Harwich Port residents have long grappled with a persistent issue on Cross Street, a narrow road that becomes almost inaccessible during the busy summer season. The problem arises from cars parking on both sides of the street, mainly to access the beach and local businesses like George's Pizza. As a public road, the situation often leads to parked cars blocking driveways and even encroaching on people's lawns. Local businesses, including George's Pizza, have been particularly affected, struggling to accommodate their customers due to the limited parking space. The situation came to a head on July 5th, when the Traffic Safety Committee, taking community feedback into account, proposed a plan to disallow parking on one side of Cross Street to alleviate the congestion. The plan was brought before the Harwich Board of Selectmen meeting on July 24th, where residents and businesses alike voiced their opinions on the matter.
I grew up in Harwich. It's always been a quaint, wonderful town in the winter. The summertime, however, is tough. Parking is just not easy. And we have a symbiotic relationship with tourism, and there's just no parking. There needs to be more. I don't know what we can do about this, but I feel like this might be a step backwards. I know it's a narrow street, and I know that you own a home, you don't want, 40 tourists on your lawn every day. However, I just don't see another option. 20 years ago, there was an issue with parking, and then we lost more parking. There's about 40 parking spots in Harwich, and there's about 900 million tourists that come through.
Give or take.
Yeah, give or take, yeah. And I know they're shrill, but we do rely on them, and there's got to be some kind of give and take. If you have a house behind a commercial zone, obviously there are going to be people on your lawn, and it's tough, but we just have to live with it. I think there needs to be some sacrifice on both ends. That's
So
it.
if I could ask, are you in agreement with this proposal? Do you feel this helps?
I don't think it does. I think people are just going to keep parking further and further. I work at the shop sometimes, and everyone complains about the parking. They're like, oh, I'm parked all the way down there. And it's like, there's just no good way to go about doing this, really. But I do think this is a step backwards. If it's just one side of the street, people are going to park all the way at miles. People are going to go to the golf course. It's going to be bad, I think, for the local businesses.
This problem was brought up because of safety on that road. And it's all well and good saying that people are complaining that people are parking on their lawns. That is not the issue here. The problem is you cannot get down that road. It used to be just during the summer, but it's become a 9-month problem now. There is road rage going on the road. People are parking incorrectly. You can barely get a car through. My daughter lives at 6 Cross Street. She has special needs. I'm not going to play the special needs card. However, anybody of any of those neighbors could have an emergency at any time, and you could not get an emergency vehicle down that road. Last day of school bus sideswiped a car in front of Dune, right off of 28. She had been dreading that turn all season long. The last day of school, she sideswiped a car. There was the EMTs there, the police, the fire truck had to park all the way practically on Pleasant Street. If it was an emergency, you are going to have huge tragedies going on. This is not, oh my God, my grass isn't green. It's not a problem of that. It's seriously, you're going to have something that we're going to regret at one point. Either people killing each other on the street over road rage, or just a fire that the fire truck can't get to.
My name is Spiros Christakis. I'm the owner of George's Pizza. My nephew talked before. I agree and disagree with what I heard here today. I know the issue is safety and stuff, but you know what? That's not the only road in Harwich that has a problem. Then we should close all the roads that are narrow. I mean, I'm sure that if an ambulance comes, they'll open up the road for the person to come in to help. The problem is the parking. I understand that we have a huge issue in Harwich. Okay, we've been there 53 years. 1970, we opened the place. We're probably the oldest place in town and one of the oldest in Cape Cod. That doesn't mean we should have the road for ourselves. Why don't we do Cross Street one way, from 28 going to Pleasant Street? You can park on the left, you can park on the right now, and still there's room for 2 cars to go in and out. Yes, with caution, yes, with beeping, yes, with swearing, whatever. But, and we're talking July and August. We're not talking year-round for this thing, right? Imagine making it one way from 28, which releases traffic from 28, which is a good thing, right? And you go down the street, you take a ride on Pleasant Street or Mile Street, you go to Bank Street, you go from the other side, Forest Road, and you can park left and right, one way going in, that's it.
This is a conundrum, and I do feel for George's Pizza that's been there forever. But I also feel for the neighbors that are getting their cars blocked in their driveways. And there's nothing fair at all about that. A one-way can simply have a sign at the far end of it that says no through traffic, residents only. And as we had a speeding problem in Harwich Center and the police parked there for a few months, people slowed right down. So increased police presence on Cross Street and eyeballs. You're down there all summer, Wednesday nights especially, on foot as well. But increased police presence also makes sense to me. But the residents we could do a simple sign that says residents only, no through traffic one way. And again, that's not done just in Harwich. That's almost every town on Cape Cod.
So residents only on 28?
No. So coming off 28 is how you would access
Right.
Cross Street.
Right.
Coming off of Pleasant Street for the residents that
Oh,
live
I
on
see.
Cross Street.
Residents only.
We can give them residents only, no through traffic.
While there was a unanimous agreement that the parking problem needed to be addressed, not all board members favored the Traffic Safety Committee's temporary plan, as they believed a more permanent solution, like the one-way traffic idea, was necessary. Prominent community member Richard Wasak passionately spoke out, urging the board to take decisive action rather than deferring the issue for later consideration.
Do something for these people tonight, please, okay? You can charge traffic safety to come back to you at the end of September with additional alterations if necessary. I've been across the street from George's now for 20 years. I sit in the window and watch the traffic. After Columbus Day weekend, there's not an issue with this. I watch it. I've parked there. I leave my office every night at 5:30 or 6 o'clock. It's not on summertime. It's a horror show. It's an absolute horror show. So just give them some relief tonight. And expiration, all of these things, give them some relief, make them come back in September and look at some of the other changes, whether it's one way or whatever. But give them some relief right now. Don't wait another week or 2 weeks to have another meeting. Give them, please, some relief.
Selectman Jeff Handler ultimately made a motion to approve the Traffic Safety Committee's plan for Cross Street, with an expiration date set for November 1st. The committee would then return to the Select Board with more potential solutions and feedback on the effectiveness of their plan. In the end, all 5 members of the board voted in favor of the motion, signaling their commitment to address the safety and parking problem on Cross Street proactively. The decision marks one step in ongoing effort to find a sustainable solution that benefits both residents and local businesses and ensures a smoother and safer flow of traffic in Harwichport. Coming up after the break, protests in Cotuit. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Cape Media News. I'm Lauren Williamson. Republican presidential hopeful and Florida Governor Ron DeSantis made a campaign stop in Cotuit last weekend, and one local resident took exception. He took to TikTok to express his disgust with the politician fundraising in his town and vowed to be there in protest. His messages resonated with many on social media, and he soon found himself organizing an impromptu protest with over 100 protesters showing up in support. Cape Media News was there to document the event. Take a look.
It's the kind people, I can tell. Let's circle back in the fall. Moms who love gays and women. We're just late. We have kids. We're just...
Good job, guys. Good job.
Yeah, come join us. I'll go. All right.
I can tell you that people like DeSantis are not welcome here. We are people who care about other people. We don't want to know or have someone on the Cape who's a known racist, and it's insane that he's being here in our community. And I'm so glad that so many people showed up. I love it, and that's really it's really about love, and we don't want haters here.
I'm Mr. Fascist.
Taught there for 1 year.
What are your skills?
What are my skills?
Is your feelings hurt? Did I hurt your feelings?
Oh my gosh, how are you?
Getting covered.
How you doing, sir? Hey, are you with this crowd? Here. I just have to ask you off the driveway. Just get access back and forth. I certainly appreciate that.
So they still took you on easement?
What's that? Sure, exactly. Private easement, but everybody has access to it. Probably a private easement.
Okay. I mean, so it's like a sidewalk, right?
Well, this is the driveway. So we're going to have to ask you to just repeat any traffic. The World Bank.
I think this is
So I'm a trans person, and currently what Ron DeSantis is doing to just trans people, more specifically just like trans kids in Florida, is extremely disheartening and borderline genocide, honestly, with the policies that he's trying to enact. And I'm just trying to stop him from making Massachusetts Florida, which is his campaign slogan.
Fascists are not welcome on Cape Cod. Your pants are too long.
Heard that Ron DeSantis was coming here to Cotuit. It's a small town. By and large, this town, this county, this state rejects any intolerant, hateful ideology. and he's not welcome here. It started with a video of me just going on a rant, hearing that he was going to be here and that I'd do my best to find it, and I thought I'd be kind of the lone wolf, and it went viral and it's taken off. The attention, the people who've shown up, the support, either in person or online, it's just been absolutely incredible, and it is it's really heartening. For those that couldn't come here, you know, we're here for you. Your voices are being heard, the support. You know, if you're not here in person, but you're here in spirit, and you know, that's just incredible. It's amazing.
Yep, we're here.
Making us keep our feet in the water.
Why do you think
And
the
a
Civil
whole
War
bunch
was
of people
fought?
on the deck, and it seems like they're waiting for him to arrive. Can't tell. No way to know. My guess is they've split it up to divide the crowd. I don't see any votes.
Go home, fascist! Go home, fascist! Shame! 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 The VA! Woo! Welcome to Kituit! If there's a fascist in the house, drag him out. If there's a fascist in the house, drag him out. If there's a fascist in your streets, make that fascist scared to sleep. If there's a fascist in the house, drag him out. If there's a fascist in the house, drag him out.
Thank you for joining us this evening. If you have a story you'd like to see covered, send us an email at newstip@capemedia.org. We'd love to hear from you. Tune in next week for more hyperlocal news that matters on Channel 99, Apple TV, Roku, and Fire TV. Don't forget those channel changes. For Cape Media News, I'm Lauren Williamson. Have a great evening.